Hello, Heritage, and welcome into this brand new Thursday edition of the 5-Star News. Neely Bailey and Preston McDade here, and we have so much in store for you.
Yes, we sure do. First, we will take a look back at our annual See at the Pole ceremony held by FCA and who is taking lead in the 4th annual PB&J fundraiser against Ridgeland.
Also, we'll preview our first region game tomorrow night against Ridgeland. Can the Generals beat them? And finally, our very own Luke Bussey back with another new edition of the Bus Stop. All that and more coming up next on the 5-Star News.
We have so much coming up here on the show today, so let's get right into it.
Now, on to our first news segment. We have Alex Potoson and Robert Ricketts with What's Up Heritage.
What's up, Heritage? I'm Alex Potoson, and we've got some announcements for you today. Thursday, there's going to be a governance team training session in the theater. And then Friday, there's going to be a Probe College Fair at Dalton State. Also Friday, we're going to have a football game at home against Ridgeland. Tickets are on sale in the main office. Now I'll hand it over to Ricketts for our 5-day weather forecast.
Thanks, Alex. Now for your 5-day weather forecast. Today, we're going to have a high of 91 with a low of 66 with a 20% chance of rain. On Friday, we're going to have a high of 95, a low of 71 with a 20% chance of rain. On Saturday, we're going to have a high of 93, a low of 69 with a 20% chance of rain. On Sunday, a high of 95 with a low of 69 with a 10% chance of rain. On Monday, we're going to have a high of 96, a low of 69 with a 10% chance of rain. And that's all.
Thanks, you guys, for that report.
Now on to something that a lot of our students really enjoy attending.
That's right, Preston. Our annual See You at the Pole ceremony that was held Wednesday morning.
I heard it was a big hit with a guest speaker and some treats.
Let's turn it over to Isaiah Lewis to see how this went.
Good morning. How are y'all?
Coach David Gibson here, talking about See You at the Pole this morning. We just finished here at Heritage. I thought the event went fantastic. We had a big crowd show up. Coach C.J. Cesario spoke for us, delivered a message on choosing a wise place to put our joy in.
I think the morning went really good. Coach C came to speak to us. He spoke to us about joy. I think that was really good and moving, and it was good to see Coach C back in the building. We also had a really good turnout, and I was glad to see that.
This morning went really well. We had a great turnout. We all got together and got to pray about our school and our community, and it was just really great. I think we all grew closer together.
And morning went beautifully. We had small group prayer, we had big group prayer, we had singing, we had speaking. Just a very successful event today, and we hope that as anybody would love to do more with FCA, we'd love to have you guys. We'll meet on Thursdays during lunch. Usually it's going to be second half. We've had a few first half meetings, so make sure you listen to announcements to find out the next FCA meeting.
Looks like See You at the Pole was a big hit.
Hey Neely, are you in HOSA? I've heard a lot of talk around the school about HOSA students taking a trip to Dalton State.
I'm not in HOSA, but it sounds like they do a lot of cool things.
You aren't wrong. Let's turn over to Morgan Trotter with more information on this HOSA visit.
So we went to Dalton State to tour the medical and science facility to get an idea of what it looked like and everything. Some of the benefits were we got to see the lab simulation, which was really cool. And we got to tour the different areas where they teach and just the different labs and everything.
Okay. So we went to Dalton State for general med to tour and see the different careers and pathways, and we got to go to their Skulls lab and look at simulators and stuff like that and just learn about the individual careers.
I am interested in it, so by going there, it was showing me all the different type of classes that they offer and, different type of things that I'd be able to do if I did go there. And, it was really interesting seeing all the hands-on things that you can do. And basically, I learned that, I thought there was only certain type of things you'd be able to do, but by going there, I learned that there's so many extensions, 2 different things in the medical field and different things that they teach. And, yeah, it just gave me, a bigger idea of what I could do, not just one certain thing in the medical field.
Thanks for the story, Morgan. HOSA seems pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. But you know what's cooler? The PB&J fundraiser we've been participating in.
Oh yeah, against Ridgeland. I brought in a few cans so I could get some extra credit.
Let's see who else donated. Here's Zach Locke and TJ King with the story.
I'm encouraging students to bring in donations for the PB&J challenge with Ridgeland. I'm offering 1 extra credit point for each jar brought in to be added to whatever assignment they want. Hopefully that will encourage students to bring some PB&J in and help us win this challenge.
This Friday is the big game against Ridgeland, but I think the even bigger thing is the food drive, the peanut butter and jelly food drive. We do this the past few years. It's going to be a beta project. If you bring in like $15, it'll clutch you a project. So I'm definitely going to do that. It goes to a good cause, and I think everyone should come out and support.
All right, so yeah, Heritage and Ridgeland are doing their 3rd annual peanut butter and jelly drive. You know, it's a pretty good thing. It helps the community out a lot. And really, I think what it comes down to is us wanting to beat them, because we don't do that a lot in football. And so if we could do that in this peanut butter and jelly drive, that would be huge. But really, we know the real cause, you know, is to help people that are less fortunate than we are.
Thanks for that story. We did pretty good and brought in over 2,000 pounds of peanut butter and jelly.
Let's get to the sports here on the show, but don't go anywhere, because it's time for a commercial break here on the show, but don't go anywhere. Sports is next.
Excuse me, miss.
What?
Sorry, I must have a cold. I'd like a return on this kickball.
You mean this Brazilian football?
Yeah, sure, whatever. It's flat.
Bouncy and inflated? I'm sorry, but we can't return items that are working better than perfect.
It's flat. It's not inflated and bouncy. Watch.
No, it's bouncing, look. No, it's just hibernating is all it's doing right now. It's not used to the crisp environment here.
It can't be hibernating. What kind of bozo do you take me for? Plus, you were just pretending.
We don't use that kind of language over here. Bozo is my mother's maiden name.
I'm sorry, what?
Hello everyone, welcome to this Thursday edition of the 5 Star Sports. I'm Luke Bussey.
And I'm Jackson Martin.
Jackson, do you know what tomorrow is?
Yeah, I do. It's the biggest game of the year against our rival Ridgeland.
That's right. Let's send it over to Jalen Hood, Ryan Haley, and Cade Collins to see what we can have to look forward to.
Well, you know, as far as Ridgeland, this season, their strength is going to be the same as it's always been. It's speed, it's athleticism. They're pretty attacking on defense. They want to pressure you. So, I mean, the strength has not changed a whole lot when it comes to Ridgeland.
Really, our plan is just to have good edge setters, keep them from getting in space, and just stop them before they get going.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to offensively, a lot of times when it comes to these teams that are use their speed so well and attack you, a lot of times it's run the football. Our advantage is obviously size and physicality, and so we're not going to try to run around them because that's not our strength. So there are certainly going to be some opportunities in the passing game when we can take advantage of their aggressiveness with some things, but we're going to have to run the football, and we think that between their size and speed, I don't think that plays well if we run the football effectively and put some of their athletes in situations where they got to be physical all night. And I think over 4 quarters that's going to be to our advantage. And yeah, it's going to be a hard-fought game, but there's plenty of strengths and weaknesses on both sides. But when it comes to offensive execution, we got to be patient. We got to understand that they're going to take their shots with pressures and different things. But if we'll execute consistently, I think there's plenty of success that we can have on the ground and really in the air as well.
Good luck, guys.
Hey, Luke, you want to make a bet?
Sure. What is it?
I bet you can't get a hit off Rachel Gibson.
Nah, I don't want to be your 501st strikeout.
True. Let's send it over to Chase Graham and Brady Hawkins for more on the story.
Rachel hit 500 strikeouts this past weekend. It's an unbelievable accomplishment, especially for being a junior and really being 2.5 years in. A lot of people do it their senior year, so this is something that's a huge accomplishment for her, and we're really, really proud of her. It shows how hard she works, and not only that, but just day in and day out, always coming in and working and throwing extra and throwing with her pitching coaches and things like that. So we're really, really proud of her. She's got a lot more to accomplish, and we know that, and she knows that, and so we're really looking forward to that.
Yeah, this is a really big accomplishment for me because I've worked really hard to get to where I am today. It just shows that hard work pays off, and I really appreciate all my teammates and coaches and parents that have supported me throughout my whole career. I'm really excited for the rest of the season. We have end of region coming up in state, so I'm really excited for that and can't wait to see what the season holds.
Moving ahead, we've got the region championship series next week. Lafayette beat Northwest last night, so it's already locked in that it's going to be us and Lafayette in a best-of-3 series for the region championship. The location's still to be determined. It depends on our outcome tomorrow night when we play Lafayette in the end of the regular season. So it'll be their senior night at their place. It'll be a really good game. We're expecting it to be just a grind, and so we'll get better today at practice and get ready for that. And the winner of that will pretty much host the region championship series next week. So it'll be fun. It'll be good, kind of like a playoff atmosphere type of game. So we're really excited about that.
Well, Jackson, I have a dilemma on my hands.
What is it?
I don't know if I should start Carson Wentz or the one, the only Gardner Minshew this week in fantasy.
Well, you know what they say. The bigger the stash, the bigger the cash.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that, but maybe Cameron Smith and Brady Hawkins can help me out. Take it away, guys.
This weekend's matchup is
Alright, so for fantasy football, probably the top quarterback is Patrick Mahomes. I have him. And then for my second one for running back, Josh Jacobs. I have him too, my own. And then for wide receiver, Mike Evans. I have him too. And then for defense, Bears. I have all those too. So.
I have Tom Brady, Ezekiel Elliott, and Odell Beckham, and I have Seahawks.
Hello everyone, and welcome into this week's 5-Star Fantasy. This is our 3rd week.
Yep, and sorry about the last recap against Coach Miller and Cody Nichols. Technical difficulties made us not be able to get it out, but Cody Nichols did end up winning by about 14, and so that ties students and teachers 1-1. And we'll see if Mr. Richardson and Landon see what happens after that. But what do you think about Miss Richardson's team?
I really like Miss Richardson's team. She's got Tom Brady. He's always a good, solid, safe pick. He's the GOAT in a lot of people's eyes. And also she has a Seahawks defense going up against the Cardinals. And if anyone knows anything about football, Seahawks and Cardinals, low-scoring game, that Seahawks defense should come away with at least 15-plus points.
Yeah, you're right. And you said the GOAT was Tom Brady. I guess you weren't thinking about Peyton Manning. But anyway, Landon's team, I think Miss Richardson's team's a little bit better. But, Landon, he got Patrick Mahomes. So, he's obviously probably going to put up a lot of points. And he got Mike Evans. And you saw how many points he put up last week. It was kind of insane. So, really, just whoever does good, obviously, is going to win. But I think it could be close. And I guess we'll have to see next Tuesday who ends up winning.
That's right. We'll catch you next week on the recap.
Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, yeah.
Thanks for sports, you guys. Now let's get on to some entertainment.
It's time for our biggest hit here on the show, the bus stop.
Right, this segment always seems to make everybody laugh. So with that being said, take it away, Luke.
I'm Luke Bussey, and this is the bus stop. What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Ask for one.
I would wrestle a shark for a Klondike bar.
What would I do for a Klondike bar? I would probably give you 100 daily grade for a Klondike bar.
Second question. If you were running a race and you passed the guy in second place, what place would you be in?
First place?
Okay.
You would be in first place.
Okay.
If I'm running a race and I pass the person that's in second place, I would be in second place.
If you had $30 to spend right now, what would you spend it on?
Probably my kids.
I'd spend it on a Klondike bar.
Probably gum and food and gas. Yeah.
If I had $30 right now, what would I spend it on? I would take 15 of it and go pay for my FFA shirt that I just purchased, support the FFA. With the other 15, I don't know, I would probably save it, maybe buy dinner tonight, you know? Yeah.
Okay.
Spend $1 on cookies at, you know, from the chocolate chip cookies, not the M&M's ones. Those aren't any good, just a chocolate chip.
Polly, I have a question for you. What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Nothing.
Okay, if you were running a race and you passed the guy in second place, what place would you be in?
I presume first.
Okay, if you had $30 to spend right now, what would you spend it on?
SAS hard drive.
Do you want to hear a joke?
No.
You start.
Leave.
Bye.
Thanks for that, Luke. I really enjoyed that one.
Well, that's all we have on this Thursday show, but we'll be back next Tuesday with a brand new one.
Don't forget to go and support our Generals tomorrow night as they take on Ridgeland at the Taj. But until then,
Stay classy, Heritage.